Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all the core gamers out there. CAJ-Man777 here, welcoming you to Part 3 of Metroid Prime 3 Corruption 100% run on Hypermode. Last time, we landed on the planet Norion and activated one of the generators needed to reactivate the planetary defense system to prevent what is now something about to impact the planet. Something is going to impact the planet, and right now it is our job to stop it. We have activated one of the 3 generators right now, but we know from the last episode that Rundas was going to activate Generator B. So what is left for us to do? Then to head straight to Generator C and see if we can stop it. And as you can tell, the music is much more serious right now. We are in a very dire situation right now, but I think the dire situation can hold off a little bit, as I need to take this opportunity to thank our donators over there on Patreon: Valentine Blaze, MickeyPhorGens, MaddiLeigh, Thomas, Eraisuithon Sotiri, and Liotos the Lotus for their continued support to the channel. So without further ado, let us continue and make our way through where we need to go, as we are going to have to deal with a shield trooper who just got destroyed by a Federation PED Marine. Man, those guys are powerful, let me tell you. We do need to get rid of these mines, though, very carefully, and you can see that we have the crawl mines coming at us once again. One of the few mob enemies in Metroid Prime 3 that we are going to have to deal with and shoot, and they dropped nothing. No pickups for me. I'm a little upset. I need to get rid of these mines before they go off, because they do way too much damage, especially if you stand directly on top of them. But let's continue our way to Generator C, and unfortunately, we need to go this way in order to do that. If I would get into the hole, that would be nice. Probably going to be pushed out. Nope, not quite. Sweet. We got out nice. We got out in time, which is beautiful. Just going to wait for things to load. We got the one generator currently back online. Rundas is currently working on the second one. That's a Berserker Knight, by the way, not a Lord.
This one has finished bothering us. Go on ahead. I will stay here and protect the area. Proceed quickly to Generator C.
And reactivate the defense system before we're all vaporized. Go on, get out of here.
Yep, Gore's mechanical suit changes his voice. Hunter Gore, capable of merging cybernetic body into larger mechs, as you can see right there. So now with this is another one of those little pointer control. You need to shoot the doors and then rip it off kind of thing. Pretty easy to deal with.
Our scans of the meteor have detected massive quantities of phason. It could be some sort of power.
Unfortunately, we cannot use this blast shield yet. Most weak welcome system. Alloy is weak to extreme cold. Unfortunately, we cannot access that yet. As everything is continuously exploding around us. Get out of here. Don't want to deal with those drones. Not today. We do have a bunch of more crawl mines to deal with, though. These things are just... These things just come in packs, and they're super numerous and really annoying to deal with. I just don't want any of them touching me, or else I'm going to take a lot of damage. As you saw from episode 1, they nearly killed me, which would have been very embarrassing. So luckily, they didn't kill me. So we need to go into this bomb slot here. We just need to keep making our way through to the generator. Technically, you could consider the GFS Olympus and this area to be a little bit of a tutorial area to kind of figure out, you know, how to actually play. But I personally don't think this is more of a tutorial. This is kind of just more of an action-oriented sequence.
The meteor will enter the planet's atmosphere soon. There is no time to lose, Samus.
I mean, you say there's no time to lose, but we do need to activate this with our Morph Ball bombs here, which we're not taking away either. As you can see, something just flew over us, and, yep. Hello. If you guys don't know who this is, once again, This is Ridley, ladies and gentlemen. This is MaddiLeigh. He's back for revenge after we brutally murdered him in Metroid Prime 1. You know, I don't think Mr. Ridley is... He's not very happy about what we did to him in Metroid Prime 1. But as you can see, MaddiLeigh is changed quite a bit. He looks a bit more... What's the word? Phase-on enhanced once again. A lot of the enemies you'll find that we fight in Metroid Prime 3 have enhanced themselves with Phase-on. Once again, including MaddiLeigh. MaddiLeigh is no exception to this, as he has been enhanced with Phase-on as well. And he kind of just comes out of nowhere, and it's kind of awesome that he just kind of comes out of nowhere and grabs onto your wall. So we just need to keep moving. We, you know, he's here. Unfortunately, Rundas, I think, realizes he's in a bit of a pickle at the moment, so he's not going to be able to help us at the moment. So the good news is, though, he did manage to get Generator B back online, which just leaves Generator C, which we've been heading to this entire time. As the music's going to start, as the dramatic music's going to start again the moment I walk out of this. So, boop, boop, boop. Boop, 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 and this is a 5-shot one. And there we go. And we are right at Generator C, ladies and gentlemen. Very quickly. The beginning of the game goes by very quickly. Now, who do you think this is?
Space Pirate Grey is definitely not my style. Machines aren't my thing either, so I'll let you get this generator back online. Thanks, Sammy.
Yep. Gondreda, the shapeshifter that she is, can do a lot of really cool things, actually. And you'll see a lot more of her later. So let us get this generator back online, as Gondreda apparently is lazy and doesn't want to work with machines. She lets others do work for her. And, well, the generator's jammed. Of course. Why wouldn't it be? But luckily, there's a convenient repair system. A very convenient repair system, in matter of fact, as it is morph ball sized.
Samus, our efforts to slow the meteor have failed. You must hurry.
We'll get there, Aurora Unit. We will get there, I promise. Eventually, we'll get there. But we need to repair this generator first. And in order to do that, we need to get up here, activate the bomb slots, which will activate these nice little tracks for us, which we can use to get up and hopefully fix the jam generator. Now, I have to wait for this thing so I can just fly across and then blow this up before that thing shoots me. Those things are absolutely annoying to deal with. I don't... No! I did not want that to happen. There we go. Alright, that's 2. Should just need to activate one more, and we are going to be going right and do it very quickly. Boop, boop, boop. One more? Maybe one more. I don't think so, but no. Just that one. We're good. We got it. We got it. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we do need to go up here. No, we don't. We're going this way. We're going all the way around. Gotta go all the way around so we can get up on this track. Which, we did activate all of them. There was only 3 that we needed to activate, so we just have to roll across this. You can use the morph ball jump to get across this, but you gotta be really careful here, because you actually can fall off that. And you do fall into the pit, which will give you an immediate 10 damage to, and you will regret your life decisions after that. But of course, we're gonna fix the jam generator here. Hello. You guys know what this music means, right? It's time for a fight with MaddiLeigh. MaddiLeigh, durable armor skin protects its body, fires plasma attacks from the mouth. I apologize, the screen's kind of faded out a little bit. It's fading in. Target's body is covered with incredibly durable armor skin, making it difficult to damage. All parts of the body are protected except for the mouth, where MaddiLeigh fires his plasma-powered weaponry. Observing the target may reveal additional target weak points. Target will use powerful plasma-based range attacks along with potent missile strikes. So, yes, MaddiLeigh, your second boss of Metroid Prime 3. He is a force to be reckoned with. You do have to actually aim for his mouth as much as you can as you plummet down a 17,000-meter shaft. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a 17,000-meter shaft. And if this countdown on my bottom screen reaches 0, it is game over, ladies and gentlemen. You need to do as much damage to MaddiLeigh as you possibly can. Charge Beam is your best bet, as MaddiLeigh is going to come up and grab you here while firing Phazon. What you do need to do here, though, you do need to break his parts very quickly, or else he just kind of gives you a nice little bitch slap with his hand there. He's a mean little beast, and you gotta hit him as much as you can. And when you do that, you do get the opportunity to damage his mouth a bit more, but he will let you go eventually. You do need to hit all the target points, and then you get a nice little chance to really put some damage into MaddiLeigh. Now he doesn't have a lot of health here, but now we're on the fast falling end, as MaddiLeigh's about to unleash some more plasma based attacks on us, and he might come up to grab us here in a second again. If he doesn't fire his plasma ball, which he might do in a second here if I'm not careful. But we do have MaddiLeigh at about half health now, which is not bad. That is the plasma ball, and that does do a decent amount of damage. It doesn't do a lot, but it does a decent amount. We need to get rid of this as much as possible. Now, I've never really died on this MaddiLeigh fight, as he does come up to grab you, and you can get a lot of damage done to MaddiLeigh relatively quickly, as long as you hit all these points very, very fast. But it's a matter of time about when MaddiLeigh activates all these points very quickly. And I don't believe I missed the first one of that, as we do get the second one of MaddiLeigh here, and we get to really unload some damage into him very quickly, as we are approaching 10,000 meters very, very quickly here. We definitely need to finish off MaddiLeigh here now, or else we are going to lose right here and now. And we don't want to lose right here and now. Not now. We could possibly fire missiles down to MaddiLeigh if we really wanted to, as his plasma beam is coming out, and you do need to avoid that as much as you can here, as I am going to work on obliterating everything, as there is pieces of like debris flying at you as well. We should be able to kill MaddiLeigh in time here, as he is activating his plasma laser attack. One more charge beam to the mouth should indeed do it if I do hit him, and yes, it does. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is MaddiLeigh. Now, you've heard his theme plenty of times. You heard it in Metroid Prime 1. No need for me to repeat it there. That shaft was literally falling into the core of the planet.
That was a little too hot for my liking. Well done, Samus. But now you owe me one. I already took care of Generator B, so I'll leave it to you to get this final generator back online. With that, we can activate the cannon. When you're done, head to the control room. I'll meet you there.
That's twice now he's saved us. Twice! He says we owe him one now, but he saved us twice, so don't we owe him two? That's why Rundas is such a good character. That's why he's such an amazing character. I love Rundas. It's easily my favorite character in this game. As we get the final generator back online. And you hear it now, a siren blaring. Alright, you hear that? 4 minutes. And I'm gonna break this to you now. That 4-minute countdown is real. You won't see it, but that hidden countdown is real. If you run out of this 4-minute time, you die. It's game over.
It remains our last. We must get to the control tower and fire the defense cannon. We are uploading the location of the control tower to you now.
Press 1 to go to the map screen. We're going to be going to the map screen quite a bit. We're going to be seeing that quite a bit. This is why we can't go to Generator B. Because, first off, Rundas activated it, but with the two generators that we activated very quickly, we need to leave right now, as this space pirate is just gonna get in our way, and he needs to go. We do not have time for games. This countdown is very real. This countdown will kill you if you are not very efficient at movement in this game. So you do need to keep your butt moving as fast as humanly possible here through this little final section of Norion here. Now, you may notice, though, there were some rooms that we couldn't access. Yes, those rooms lead to Generator B, but we will have to be coming back to those later, as we do have as this isn't a 100% run. There is bound to be some items hidden behind that. Alright, so we took care of those. Got it pretty good there, as we are continuously moving as fast as we can here. So we need to go this way. Go to the final generator activation. Actually, it's not here. It's around the other side, because I went the wrong way. Gotta roll through here. We're gonna activate this final thing very quickly, and we're gonna get there. They do give you plenty of time to do this, even on hyper mode, so... The worst part is waiting for the doors. Like, that'll kill you every time. But we made it. Sorry, I interrupted Gore for a second, but if we can read about Gondreda a little bit here. Gondreda possesses the metamorphic ability to assume the form and abilities of other creatures. This talent has led many to seek her out for stealth and reconnaissance missions despite her powerful combat capabilities. Details on the subject's origins and age are unknown, but her unique traits have made her a sought-after hunter. Hunter Rundas possesses the ability to generate and manipulate ice. Rundas is capable of generating and manipulating ice. This trait is common among the inhabitants on the moon Perigus, but Rundas is one of the few who have used this ability for bounty hunting. Subject is known for getting results, but considers himself without peer. His arrogant demeanor has led him to mainly seek solo missions and rarely works with others. Gore, and I think we've read about Gore a little bit already, haven't we? Yeah, 6% of his body mass remaining. Gore is a cybernetic bounty hunter capable of merging his body into larger mechanisms. The most common of these are his armor suit, which doubles as a gunship and provides him with the formidable combat arsenal. The merges are often accompanied by a shift in personality, replacing his normally calm demeanor with an aggressive attitude. He demonstrates high proficiency with all things mechanical and is often called upon missions for acquiring computer infiltration or manipulation.
If we don't make it to the top in time, we can kiss this planet goodbye.
Hey, relax. We're the good guys. Justice will prevail and all that stuff. Right, Samus?
They're here. Let's do this.
You guys hear that theme? Do you know what that means? Yup! Oh, I love that. That cutscene's so good because Dark Samus just literally obliterates everybody. With the meteor still imminent in impact, by the way. Straight up knocking everybody out cold. For a few seconds, you would assume, with 2 minutes in the meteor impact. Probably, Samus is probably out for at least a minute, maybe. At the most. Because we did get the cannon back online here. It's gonna hit an orbiting defense satellite. And we have completed our objective. The meteor was destroyed. But at what cost? 4 hunters. "30 days or 31 days later."
She's coming too. Can you hear me, Samus?
And of course, looking at our bioscan now, we have been corrupted. But with what? You're about to find out.
Vital signs are stable. Welcome back, Samus. You've been asleep for quite some time. A month, to be exact. We feared we'd lost you. Thanks to your great work, Norion is now safe. At the end of the battle, we found you and the other hunters all unconscious. Our medical examinations then yielded surprising results. Your bodies are now, somehow, self-generating phazon.
And that is what we are corrupted with. That beam Dark Samus shot was a phazon beam, a phazon infection beam, essentially, that has infected not only me, but the other hunters with phazon.
What's even stranger is that there are no negative effects to your health. This led us to investigate if we could make effective use of this phazon. During the invasion on Norion, you must have noticed some powerful troopers in new suits. They were wearing what we call phazon enhancement devices, or PEDs. We integrated this same phazon enhancement device into your armor while repairing your damaged bodysuit.
There it is.
Troopers wearing this device have phazon pumped to their weapons from an external backpack. This gives them an extra boost in firepower. But in your case, think about it. With this phazon coursing through your body, you can fuel the PED using your own internal energy. Pretty effective, don't you think? Why don't you try the PED now? Seal the room. Initiate PED program.
Ladies and gentlemen, probably the most overpowered upgrade, most overpowered upgrade in the game. Injecting 1 energy tank of phazon into the PED will activate Hypermode. Press and hold plus to initiate Hypermode. Do you see the absolute firepower that this has? Absolutely destructive.
Devastating power.
You're literally dealing you're dealing as much damage as you're taking now in Hypermode. So you're dealing out as much as you are taking, which is fantastic. The negative side, obviously, to Hypermode is you inject an energy tank to use it, making it very sparingly. But during Hypermode, you are completely invulnerable to all damage, which makes it very, very useful later game.
Over the past month, we've learned the hard way just how powerful our enemies are. To deal with them, you'll need the firepower of the PED suit. Make good use of it. Now that you are familiar with the workings of the PED device, the Aurora Unit 242 would like to meet with you. There are many pressing matters to discuss. The AU chamber is located just off the command bridge. You'd better get going. Good luck. Oh, and one more thing. After 25 seconds, the safety feature automatically ends Hypermode. You'll have to keep paying attention.
That won't really come into play until later. The 25 seconds won't really come into play until later, and I'll explain that as it goes. But we now have the PED suit, and this is going to be our main suit for the entirety of Metroid Prime 3 from this point on. This suit is very cool in design. It makes your ball look pretty dang sweet. Look at that. And it's just really cool looking. Now, if we scan this is some lore on the Phazon Enhancement Device. Phazon Enhancement Device is designed to harness the energy of Phazon minerals originally discovered on Aether. Aether, ladies and gentlemen. Aether. For a new Federation weapon system. It is being tested by the GF Marine Battalion stationed in the Norion system. Marines can initiate an energy siphon from a supply of Phazon carried in a backpack to their armor suits. This allows them to temporarily enhance the exoskeletal and weapon systems of their armor suits. To date, no Marines have displayed signs of Phazon, quote-unquote, Phazon sickness. Phazon. Phazon is a substance of extragalactic origin. It is a highly radioactive ore with extreme mutagenic properties. It has certain biological quantities, including the ability to reproduce itself. Exposure to Phazon often affects the brains of sentient beings, causing erratic, destructive behavior. It is also a potent source of energy, surpassing even fuel gel in pure output potential. It must be handled carefully, as it can cause Phazon sickness if used incorrectly. So, you may notice here that these targets are Hypermode. This gives you a first chance to actually just shoot a couple of these targets with Hypermode, and if you hold plus once again, you just disengage Hypermode. Very easy to do, and you do get a lot of Phazon energy units for dropping and killing enemies with Phazon, making it probably one of the most useful beams in the game. Essentially, when you're Hypermode, you constantly have access to the Phazon beam, which is incredible. And you saw what the charged Phazon beam did. It shoots a spiral charge that just does absolutely a ton of damage. It is absolutely incredible. It is a very good weapon. And we will be using it throughout the entirety of the playthrough. Especially to stay alive in certain situations. And those situations will come soon enough. Now, you may recognize this section here as the save station that we first came in the game in. But we got a little bit of time left for this episode. So we are going to get this AU chamber done and underway here.
Samus, you made it. Glad to hear you're feeling better. You've been cleared to enter the AU chamber. Please proceed through these doors and up the lift. The Aurora unit is expecting you.
Notice that he has a PED on his side there. The Galactic Federation PED Marines, they have it right here on the arm, which is really cool looking. Looks like a shoulder pad. It's very neat. But here we go to the Aurora unit chamber. It's a very nice little elevator.
Clearance confirmed, G5. Opening chamber vault.
And here we go. Gonna finally meet the Aurora unit that's not a hologram. You thought it was a hologram. How dare you if you thought it was a hologram. I'm ashamed in you all.
Welcome, Samus Aran. Let us begin. Time is most critical. During the attempted pirate invasion of Norion, it was confirmed that two nearby planets were similarly attacked. These planets are named Rio and Elysia. These Leviathans have impacted and embedded themselves deep into each planet, spreading a virulent Phazon carried inside their bodies. The Leviathans must be destroyed. 2 weeks ago, we dispatched Runtus to Brio, Gore to Elysia, while Andreda was sent to locate the space pirate stronghold. Like you, they were outfitted with PED devices in order to confront this new threat. We lost contact with all of them 7 days ago, and fear the worst. In their absence, we need you to travel to these planets and finish their missions. The closest planet is Brio. This will be your first objective. Please be on the lookout for any clues that might help us understand what happened to Runtus and the other hunters. Good luck.
Now you may notice that they called them Leviathans. Those giant little planets that were attacked. What was going to impact Norion was a Leviathan seed. But there's a little more information about the Leviathan seed that they're not telling you really quick. They said it was corrupted by Phazon. Or essentially the Leviathan seed was some sort of Phazon bomb. That is not true. Essentially, what it can do is the Leviathan seed impacts a planet and slowly changes the planet into pure Phazon. You will see this much later in the game, but if you have to think back to the other two Prime games, Leviathan... Oh.
Samus, the fleet is now moving to the rendezvous location.
Okay. As I was saying, the Leviathan Seed impacted Talon 4, and it also must have impacted Aether, because the effects of Talon 4 were highly deadly Phazon, which evolved into, obviously, it evolved a Metroid into Metroid Prime, aka Dark Samus. And then, the same thing pretty much happened on Aether, but rather than just creating what was called the Great Poison on Talon 4, because of Aether's energy controller units, it changed the energy from light and dark, hence the light and dark world. That's where the Leviathan Seeds came into effect. And by destroying the dark world on Aether, where a lot of Phazon was mutated, some of it must have went into the light world, hence why they got all the Phazon for the PED Marines and everything. Which is really cool, and it really kind of shows how connected this world is in Metroid Prime 3. It has a very good connection to Metroid Prime 1 and 2. And the connections will just get more and more obvious as we read more lore.
You will no longer be able to dock with us from this point forward. Rest assured, we will keep communication lines open and supply you with information when necessary.
The reason we cannot dock with them anymore is because we are corrupted.
Good luck on Brio.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, just means we're headed to Brio. As you can see, we have Brio and Elysia so far. We can technically go to Elysia if we wanted to, but we won't be able to do anything there. So let's head to Brio on the Cliffside Air Dock. That is the Leviathan Seed, ladies and gentlemen. Surrounded by an energy shield that the space pirates must have built. But with us finally landing on Brio, ladies and gentlemen, and getting to hear a little bit of the Brioian music, as I like to call it, unfortunately, that is going to be it for this episode of Metroid Prime 3 Echoes. We got a lot done in this episode, and we now have a new objective to stop the Leviathan Seeds in the area. Well, and not in the area, but on 3 planets, essentially. Well, 2 planets, Brio and Elysia. There will be a third. I might have just spoiled that. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it. But yeah, our objective now is to stop the Leviathan Seeds, and we're going to start, ladies and gentlemen, with Brio. So, until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and this is CAJ Man 777 signing off. Stay safe, everybody.